It's late January, which means that the Cleveland Cavs are just about halfway through the regular season. After 46 games played, the Cavs sit at a record of 26-20, winning roughly 57% of their games, and are 5th in the Eastern Conference. But even though this seems nice, after comparing it to their dominant 64-18 record from last year, it seems sort of like a letdown. But why did this negative spike occur? I'm Micah with Sportsmaster Cleveland, and in this video, I'm going to go over the components that have caused this impact and what the Cavs can do to come back over the next few months to clinch the playoffs easily. First of all, one of the biggest duos of the Cavs team is Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. But Darius Garland's grade 1 toe injury has caused major disruption in the Cavs' team flow. Garland has only appeared in 59% of games this season, and being the leader and glue of the team, Garland's injury has caused the team to work together less often. Before the injury, Garland was averaging 18 points and 6.9 assists per game, so the event created a major gap in the Cavs' roster strength. Overall, this caused Mitchell to live up to higher expectations and adapt with more aggressive gameplay, which he isn't used to. The Max Strus absence has also caused a negative outcome with the team. Strus has been PUP for the whole season so far, as he suffered a Jones fracture in his left foot in late August, keeping him off the court for 5 months. But the loss isn't just bringing some missing points that the team could have gotten if he was playing. There's another impact to it. His loss has made it so that opposing defenders can close in more in on Donovan Mitchell, who can't consistently succeed if he's being constantly covered by top-tier guards. However, Max Strus is scheduled to return in a few weeks at the earliest, so we can hopefully see the team working better against tough defenses.
The word I'm hearing on Max is that he's weeks away, not months away, which the Jones fracture is such a delicate injury and is so prevalent to re-injury that you have to be so careful about re-injuring there because it takes so long to heal because there's no blood flow in that part of your foot. But Max is apparently, from what I am told, dying to get back out on the court and would play tomorrow if they would let him, and is pushing to play faster than the timeline that I thought was going to be. Guys, when I heard he had a Jones fracture, I was thinking All-Star break.
Last season, the Cavs were the kings of defense, being ranked 2nd in defense, just under the OKC Thunder, according to NBA.com. But this season, the Cavs slowly went down to an average defense, being rated 15th in overall defensive rating. Additionally, the Cavs are ranked in the 20s in average three-point percentage allowed per game. This shows that the Cavs are allowing their opponents to score high often, and the numbers show that the Cavs can't keep up with it, resulting in losses and their ranks to sink, leading to a lower chance to make the playoffs. Even though he is still a defensive champ winning last year's Defensive Player of the Year award, Evan Mobley has seemed to hit the roof of his offensive capabilities. He averages 18 points per game, but he can't stay consistent with his abilities. Furthermore, his free throw shooting percentage is at 63%, and numbers like that show he may not be able to fulfill the team's requests in clutch situations. Last year, the 64-18 Cavs were road powerhouses, finishing the season with a 30-11 road record, signifying their exceptional performance outside of the land. But this year, the results have shown a noticeable step back, and the Cavs have a road record of 10-9 so far, showing they have been drawn towards the middle of the pack and have lost the mental game when comparing themselves to their power of last year. The injuries of Darius Garland and Max Strus have thrown the rotation into inconsistency within seeing specific necessary players. Kenny Atkinson has been switching in players like Jalen Tyson and DeAndre Hunter to experiment and see which players can be full temporary starters until either Garland or Strus make a return to the starting five.
I'll put Jalen Tyson in that unique group. He just lives and breathes it, and he gets after it every day. He's like a 10-year vet. Like, I've never seen a guy that he gets all the things he's got to do to get better, and he's desperate, and we need him. You know, losing Isaac, you know, we lose a wing, so there's going to be a spot for, you know, for and look at that drive. You know, he's gotten better physically. He's playing more physical. We got him picking up full court. He's going to have to serve that, you know, defensive role. But we love what we've seen so far this summer.
The problem with this, however, is that these types of rookies and bench players cannot provide consistency within their gameplay, and cannot bring statistics similar to those of Garland and Strus. Because of this, Donovan Mitchell has been forced to play much more aggressively to try and replace or fill in the heat the Cavs would have been possessing without these team injuries. We can see this through Mitchell's points per game stats, where we see a slow, steady graph where he steadily has been increasing over the past few games, and his points per game have increased from around 25 before Garland's injury and now 29, proving the fact that he has been playing slightly more aggressively. While Mitchell is doing good with his solo hero strategy around the three-point line, this type of gameplay forces a decline in energy, specifically in the fourth quarter, which has shown a significant decrease in an overall athletic rating in that important part of the game, which is a major highlight of why the Cavs have had these struggles throughout the first half of the season. All of these issues together are progressively causing a decline in the Cavaliers' overall performance over the season. So we need to narrow down the solutions. What can be done to fix these issues? Well, one of the main issues is the injuries that have caused Donovan Mitchell to over-aggressively play out, which has caused a decrease in the Cavs' overall defensive rating. The fix for this is to change the rotation to prioritize defense, bringing out stars like Evan Mobley or Jared Allen to protect the basket, because the offensive rookies clearly aren't cutting it. Lonzo Ball can also be good in this type of gameplay strategy because he can take on a one-on-one defense, taking care of any elite shooters. Next, the team needs to work on transforming Evan Mobley from a highlight finisher with dunks. He needs to become a playmaker, shown from his 4.1 average assists per game.
Here's the reality about Evan. He is not going to be able to do offense in the hole on his own. The thing that we have learned about him, at least what we've learned about him at this point in his career, is he needs the setup to be right. What happened last year that morphed him into an all-NBA player offensively was that they set up the offense to totally feature him, to totally make him more comfortable. They spread the floor for him. They put him with Donovan at all times. They really focused on putting him in comfortable positions. He is not like Donovan. Donovan could go out there with the three of us and get baskets. Donovan is talented that way. That's the style of his game. And of course, there are times where Evan can score in isolation, but you want to have him out there being supported. The Cavs, it took the Cavs 3 or 4 years, but they finally figured out the recipe to totally get him going offensively. And that just hasn't been there this year.
This will help take pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, and complex, well-developed plays will confuse opponents, leaving shooters like Mitchell or Merrill wide open, allowing the threes to stack up. This will not only take care of the three-point drought that we have seen from the Cavs recently, but it will also allow for Evan Mobley's defense to develop into becoming a well-rounded athlete that will hopefully contribute a lot to the team. Then, to fix the road game issues, Atkinson needs to save the experimentation with rookies and bench players for home games, where the Cavs can play better in a home environment and not face falling behind in scoring, and leave the veteran power starters for the away games. This is going to be crucial, especially when playing opponents like the Knicks in MSG Garden or the Celtics in TD Garden. To find a replacement for Darius Garland, who's out with his injury, Atkinson has turned to multiple players, furthermore bringing in the experimentation aspect of the roster rotation. However, while Jalen Tyson and Tyrese Proctor have shown some moments that show their leader traits, one player stands out for this role, Lonzo Ball. Ball can command the offense and is a good short-term fix to the standing issue of finding a team leader. Fit for the situation given to us by Garland's recent toe injury on January 18th, and is a better option rather than switching out point guards that might fit the job. Big emphasis on might. Atkinson needs to be sure who is the best candidate for the job, rather than finding out over the span of multiple games. This is because Lonzo has a lot of prior experience in the game and has strongly developed the defensive abilities that will trick up any opposing players who haven't developed counterattacks or fixes to the strategies. Keeping the lower valued players can keep the energy stability at an all-time high and can still give those rookies sometimes a success, just less time that they've been getting in recent games. This is because the current time on the court that these players have been receiving is too much, and it shows. Players like Jalen Tyson have been playing out over-aggressively, losing energy and playing harder instead of determining a counterattack to opponent strategies. Overall, executing these strategies upon the Cavs team will ensure sustainable success and will most definitely allow postseason berths to happen easier. I also predict that patience is key, because waiting for injured players like Darius Garland and Max Strus to return will eventually prove success and will provide a slow but steady increase in teamwork and playmaking across the next month. These things will all help the Cavs succeed over the next few weeks, and I am very excited to see how things unfold over the next few months as we inch closer to the NBA postseason, and if the Cavs decide to adopt some of my strategies. I wish everyone a good rest of their week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this a like and a share, and thank you for spending the time to watch my video. Go Cavs!